This is Eddie, KUCR 88.3 FM in Riverside. We're at NAMM 2024 here with Andrew from Gretsch. Thank you for making time.
Of course, my pleasure. Thanks.
Always. Drummer, love Gretsch.
Yeah.
What's good and what's new?
What's good is Gretsch, and what's new is just we have a beautiful booth here for the 2024 show. We have a wide array of, not necessarily brand new, but just a wide range of colors and kits that we've actually had in the program for so long. We'll do a quick little run through.
Yeah, let's do a little run through.
So starting here is, of course, Catalina Club. It's been in the program for years. It's a smaller configuration in the bronze sparkle, paired also with the Gretsch G3 hardware. Moving here.
We're moving over to the snares now.
These are a little bit fairly new. So this is a fairly new addition to the USA custom snare drum assortment. It's a 5x14 bell brass. Prior, we've had the 6.5x14 bell brass, which has been in the program for years. But because it's such a popular instrument, we said, let's make a 5. So that's a 5x14. Nice. Even newer is a new venture, which we have a 2mm copper snare drum. And we have it available on a 5x14 and a 6.5x14. 2mm thick, has the 45-degree bearing edge, classic die-cast hoops. It's a great drum. It's like sharp cutting, really warm. This here we introduced about 2-3 years ago, called the USA Custom Ridgeland Snare Drum, which is really a hybrid shell. It's a combination of all 3 species of wood that we build at the factory: maple, gum, and poplar.
And is that combination in layers or?
Yeah, it's in layers, exactly, yeah. It's, instead of it being the standard USA of 0.300 thick, this is 0.4. Great drum, very robust. It's extremely versatile. It's available on a 5x14 and a 6.5x14. Name the color you want, we can actually finish in that. So, and then of course, Mike Johnston's inspiration piece, Brooklyn Standard. This drum has been around for about 5 years. It's hands down our top-selling wood snare drum that we've had. Great drum, very versatile, extremely price-friendly.
And what is the, like, let's say the price range for some of these?
Well, they range right in from the high end of $9.99 map down to like $5.99, $6.49 map. So definitely a high-end snare drums, but I mean they're a great investment and they are extremely versatile.
Right on. Right on, moving along, let's see.
All right, this here is a Renown in the Silver Oyster Pearl. It's a color that we've had in the program for years. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's, got the vintagey element to it. Renown is a 7-ply maple shell. We've had it in the program for many years. It's extremely popular and sought after because it's really our first segment in the professional series of our drum series. But yet it's priced very attractively and reachable. And then moving over yonder.
All right, we got like a nice yellow here. This stands out. Let's go.
So this is like an iconic color. First, it's a USA Custom, which is our flagship series. USA Custom has been around for many years, starting with the original round badge series, which is in the mid-50s. Same formula, but it's been transferred over to the name of USA Custom. Tony Williams Yellow is one of the most iconic artists of Gretsch in the history of the brand. But I mean, just look at how beautiful that is. It's absolutely gorgeous. 16x22, 9x12, 9x13, 16 and 18. Great color.
And I love the color that pops. I noticed the attachment for the toms is different from this kit right here. What's going on with this one right here?
Yeah, good question. So this configuration here, the bass drum mount and the tom holder, that is an exclusive design to the USA factory. To where this is from our actually factory overseas, and it's a different mounting system altogether.
What's the move here? Why is that?
Well, because this mounting system we've had for many years, and we just wanted to keep this overall mounting system exclusive to the USA factory. And I mean, it's extremely versatile. It's very maneuverable. You can take one off and have a single only. But yeah, that's an iconic like USA factory mounting system.
Yeah, I love it. I love the looks.
Yeah, I mean, the director shell, that's like just, it's got Gretsch written all over it. So
I love that. So we got another set of snares here?
Yeah, so this is basically our artist series snare drums as well. So this is a 4.5x14 Gorgo Borlai signature snare drum. This is the 5.5x14 Keith Carlock signature snare drum. It's a 7x12 ash sewn Purple Heart snare drum. And then rounded off with the legendary Vinicala Ayuda 5x14.
Are these all wood?
No, these two are wood. That is a 1mm brass with a sandblast finish on it. So when you feel it, it feels a little bit rough. It's really nice. Dries the drum up a little bit. And this is just a vintage, like patina. Almost kind of looks like a little bit of an antique finish to it.
What's the appeal? I mean, these snares are a little bit more in the size range you usually see. This is a little deeper one, more of a tom looking vibe. What's going on here?
Well, Ash Sewn has always loved Purple Heart, but he also loves more narrow, deeper shells because he has such a wide range of sound that he does, and he plays a lot of like pop and like reggae kind of influence. So he wanted something that was going to be really, really sharp, bright, but also full-bodied with the depth. Also, if you detune it, you can really get a lot of mud on it, muddy and gritty. He just always loved that size. So we said, well, let's build one for you, and what do you think? And kind of built it together and developed it together.
What's the price range on some of these?
Price ranges go from ranging from somewhere in like $699, $749, all the way up to like $1,100. So
professional.
Oh yeah, these are like high grade instruments, of course. I mean, I consider these like investments. They are, because they're lifelong instruments. I mean, you can use them in a wide range of settings, and each one has a unique voice. So depending on what you wanted to do musically, they would work for you.
Lovely. Yeah, lovely.
Last but not least,
Let's go.
This is actually the Broadcaster series. So Broadcaster, quick story of history. 1940s, the Broadcaster shell was in the Gretsch program. It was a 3-ply shell. Maple, one thick poplar, and then maple. So it's really popular, but in the 50s, we started developing the round badge. Remember I was talking about that, which is in today's USA Custom? So once the round badge 6-ply shell came into fruition, the Broadcaster disappeared. And it was discontinued in like the early mid 50s and never was seen again in production until 2015. And because of the high demand of like vintage sounds and like mystique and heritage drums, if you will, this is the perfect time to reintroduce a drum line that was such a significant part of the history of Gretsch in the 40s and 50s. So 3-ply shell, I mean, it's really super warm and tubby and buttery, incredible drums. Tons of artists love these drums because it's like the strongest replica of what we were doing way back then.
There is something to that. Right, yeah. What's the dimensions on this kick drum?
So it's a 14x24, 9x13, 16x16, and then there's a hammered chrome over brass 6.5x14. But again, these, as USA Custom and Broadcaster, they're completely custom. So if you want a 12x24, or if you want a 14x20, 14x22, or if you want a 7x10, if you want to actually get like vintage, tone controls on there, if you want to go direct to shell, I mean, it's really many, many options.
So it's a little bit less about, like, the vintage sound doesn't have to do with this particular dimension necessarily.
No, not necessarily, right. It's really about the layout of the shell. Also, the key ingredient that the USA Custom has a 30-degree bearing edge, which is a little bit sharper and a little bit more attack and a precise note. This has almost like more of, we call it a roundover bearing edge. So it's almost like a baseball bat. So it's going to be more contact to the head. It's going to really soften it up.
So that, I mean, a close, there's not necessarily a sweet spot when it comes to bearing edges. It's just preference.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, for example, some people want a sharp, really cutting. They're going to have a sharper edge. If you want a little bit more of like a warmer, slower vibe, maybe a rounder edge would be better for the drum head.
Gretsch delivers either.
Always. No, I've been doing it for 141 years, so.
You look good for your age, bro. All right. Well, hey, this is NAMM 2024. We're at the Gretsch booth with Andrew. Gave us a breakdown. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And keep rocking. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Peace.